Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, boys. How's everybody?
Excellent.
Awesome. How are you?
All you fans out there, welcome once again to a new episode of the Heikadelic Show. What else are you going to do on a Monday night, right?
Right.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
you guys all look real spiffy today. Like, what's going on?
Birthday party.
I think.
Yeah.
I think.
All right.
I think
birthday
like
party.
most guys, we kind of age like a fine wine. We just get a better looking and
absolutely no
stamina. Those of us who have stamina left.
Well, tonight you're definitely a white wine. Holy crap!
Yeah. Oh, Johnny started without us.
You're bright, buddy.
Without us.
I am. I've got should probably deal with those right today.
All right.
We have to play catch
cheers.
up.
Cheers
so you
to
guys
everybody.
are doing dabs.
Yeah.
We got people coming on now. Thank goodness.
Look at that.
Oh,
hey,
look
brother.
at that. Snap.
Woohoo.
Hey, little dab will do you.
Yeah, a couple of
You got a
dabs.
dab dark, and what's yours? Is yours a dab dark too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Look at when you pour it into a glass, this is what it looks like.
Right. And then me over there has Derek has what are you drinking, Derek? Coffee?
No, I don't drink coffee. That stuff will kill you. I drink water.
Yeah.
Room temperature.
Oh.
At room temperature?
When I really feel like going, and when I feel like going crazy, I drink cold ginger ale.
Oh,
wow. That's tough stuff.
Cold. Like flat?
Oh.
No, just like I need it like at 2 degrees, like a perfect beer. I like my ginger ale real cold.
So what?
That's what everybody thinks when they see this. They go, "That's not beer. That's Coke or something, right?"
Yeah, that's right. I've got exactly the same glass upstairs. I should have brought it down.
Yeah, see, you should have brought it down. We could have been like twins tonight.
Yeah.
Only problem is you don't have a cool hat like this. You should have got
one.
I'm not a hat person. I never wear hats. I don't know.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, just never.
Look at that. Nice one, Johnny Ringo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to everybody. Yeah.
Cheers.
To your health.
So how's your week been there, Mr. Heiko?
Oh, my week's actually been pretty busy. Doing stuff around here. Changed snow tires over on the weekend. Oh my God, that freaking near killed me. They're not so bad on my car, but on my wife, she's got the Grand Cherokee. Those tires are freaking massive.
Yeah.
You can barely pick them up.
What are they?
Yeah.
You got 19s or 20s on that?
Yeah. And then the rubber is just, I think they're 245s or something like that. It's just ridiculous.
Holy smokes. Yeah, I used to take like when I don't do my own tires anymore, but when I would take like a little block, make like a little teeter-totter, and kind of put the wood under the thing and lift it up. Because they get pretty heavy, especially truck tires, right?
Yeah.
So
well, what I do is I found it works for me because, like, especially the snow tire rims, they're hard to pick up because you only have those tiny holes to put your fingers in. It's not like a sport rim like the summer ones I took off. You put your hand right in there and you can pick the whole thing up, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I just jack it up so it's just barely off the ground, pull the tire off, and then the next one I roll it right in front, line up the holes, and I stick my feet underneath both sides and I lift it up with my feet and then I just push it on.
Wow. So you're kind of like a gymnast in bed. So hey, Sandra, how's it going?
All right.
Cheers to Sandra. Yeah.
Wow, you know what? Sandra has been the first one on the last 3 shows.
Nice.
Isn't that pretty cool?
I think she's taking Derek's spot as our.
Let's drink to Sandra. Cheers, girl.
I think.
Thanks for being our number 1 fan every week.
Because Kathy isn't on as fast as she used to be, and then
Keisha. Yep.
Junior. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, the dude and the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah.
That would be George.
Yeah,
George!
we're missing Keisha and John, and there's a couple of fans from way back. Stephanie Ann, remember she used to be on every single show, religiously.
Yeah.
We even had her on once,
That's
and
right.
all of a sudden she vanished.
Yeah.
She must have got on the shuttle that went to Mars.
No, I think
she went to Mars.
No, I think she's a nurse, but I don't know. I think there was something she was working on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, what's more important than the Heikadelic show? Come on.
On a Monday night, there shouldn't be much because everybody hates Mondays anyway. So we've got time spot,
say, no,
right?
Yeah, don't want to work, don't want to do nothing. Let's just sit around. So that's why the Heikadelic show's here. That's your entertainment.
Together.
Sandra, where are you from, by the way?
Yeah, that'd be great to know.
Yeah.
It's almost like Sandra waits for us to come on.
You're gonna
bam,
take a
she's
trip
right there.
Hey, I just happened to be in. Sandra said, "Oh, hey, the little dogs came here. Hi, little dogs. Look at that. There's a little dog."
Yeah.
Hey.
Wow. Yeah, Derek, I remember when you were one of our hot fans that was on every week. You were from all over the bloody world. Was you?
I watched you guys.
The shit he made up.
Did he say hot fan? Oh, so we got some. I've got some people from Twitch and YouTube on, and of course Facebook. And yeah.
Too bad we can't see their names come up on the bottom of the screen. Then we could thank them at the end of the show too.
Yeah. I had. Well, actually, George, you took. I guess you were chatting with some people about. I guess the going theme is what's this show all about right now. For the last few weeks, and we're still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's a talk show, but we have.
Well, why don't we have a contest and somebody tell us what this show is about? Sandra, you tell us whatever the best one is.
Look at Sandra's local. She's from Burlington.
Cool.
I'm from Burlington.
Hey.
Yeah. That's Matt's from Burlington. My friend Matt.
Yeah.
Sandra, I'm rehearsing with a band actually in the Burlington area, so we had a couple of rehearsals. It's a lot of fun, so I'm out that way. Just saying, I mean, it's just Burlington. It's not like it's a small town or anything, but So I had an interesting weekend last weekend.
Did you really? What happened to you?
You want to hear about it?
Absolutely.
Well, so I had my tandem trailer hooked up to my truck, and I've got a 4-wheel drive, but my tires I got to get new tires. So anyway, it was in the backyard, and it was that heavy, wet snow.
Yeah.
And it snowed pretty much all day long. So I got stuck, and rather than spin and dig deep, I had my tandem. So I decided, well, I'm just going to call CAA. So CAA sends a truck out from whatever automotive, I don't know, towing company.
Right.
So they got one of those, it's like a transport, a big diesel truck with the massive flatbed on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he backs in, pulls me out. I unhooked from the trailer. I got my truck out, no problem. My trailer's still in the backyard though, right? Everything's soaking wet. So he can't get out. Now he's spinning, right? So 3.5 hours later, they send another truck to pull him out. But in the meantime, he's saying, well, tie your Ford up to it, put it in 4x4 and try. So here I am, and I got pictures of it. I'm towing this massive diesel transport truck with my 4x4, and I actually got him out a bit, right? So
yeah,
it was quite a feat. So, but so all of that happened. Finally, they get the tow truck, pulls the other tow truck out, and they're gone.
Yeah.
My trailer's still in the backyard, so I left it there for a few days, let the ground dry up. Then I brought my ATV out back, and I thought, well, I'll smoke my ATV doing this. right? Because it's like almost a 20-foot tandem. So, right. But I put my winch on it, and then I put it in like the park brake on, and I actually winched the trailer right around.
Yeah.
And pulled it up, hooked it on my truck, and I was good to go. So.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny what equipment will do. Because I went up doing that last weekend as well. I had 2 snowmobiles on a trailer, and I had the boat on a trailer, and I had to move stuff around. And Alana was working. I had nothing with a hitch, and I'm going, why? I gotta wait till tomorrow and that. But I wanted to get shit done, right?
Yeah.
So you know what? I used my Husqvarna garden tractor.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It actually pulled that shit, and I moved everything around. Snowmobile trailer with 2 sleds on it, and the boat on the trailer.
Now, is your Husqvarna, is it a 0 turn?
No.
Oh, okay. I bought
it's an actual tractor, but this thing, it's funny you say that. The steering is so tight on it. Yeah. If I have a tree trunk that's, let's say, about 12 or 14 inches in diameter, I can go around it. It turns around it. That tight. Good. That's amazing.
Yep. Yeah, I bought a Husqvarna 0 turn in the summer, and I also got with it. I got a snowblower, so it's
Are you happy with it?
I'm very happy with it. I love it.
Yeah, great machines.
It's better than sex sideways in front of a mirror.
I almost got the snowblower for mine too, but
I find they're awesome.
Yeah.
So Gary's on. Hey, Gary,
because I have one. Gary, who's Gary?
Gary. Gary was on.
Oh, that Gary. Oh, that Gary. Yes, he was.
Check your notes.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Gary. Yeah,
Gary's still not sure what our show's about, so he was. He was one of them, and then that was the theme this week, right? Nobody knows what our show is about. So it's definitely a talk show. We have it categorized as comedy, which some of the guests have turned down because they think we're going to heckle them or something, but.
Well, we're not that funny
here, and we just recently we've got 2 guests on tonight. It's conspiracy theory time, and we also have Junior's going to pop by.
All right.
As soon as I figure out how to get his invite over to him, and I think he's on actually right now. Yeah, there he is.
We're going to have to talk to Santa to send Junior a little tripod to put his phone on.
Yeah.
And that way his phone will be nice and still like mine is. Mine's on a tripod. Mm-hmm. And it's great. Love it.
I got to see Junior's better half, so to speak. And
he has a better half?
Smokes. Oh, yeah.
The 29-year-old hottie?
Tell you guys that, but yeah.
Okay. We won't mention that on the air.
Yeah. Wow.
No, don't mention that. I know.
Okay, we're falling behind on the comments. Derek's high, right? So
I can't access that stuff on my phone.
Oh, you can't? Oh, sorry, buddy.
All right.
There's Todd. Hey, Todd.
Speaking of accessing things,
shit, laugh out loud.
Yeah, no kidding. There's some towing stories for sure.
I had no idea what you were talking about, actually.
Well, I know it. You know that what we're talking about. Hey, there's John. He made it. Holy crap.
John. Hey, listen, guys. Guess what I did? You didn't ask me what I did last week.
Yeah, we're getting to that.
What did you do last week?
Thanks, John. I did a gig on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were telling us about that. How did it go?
It's weird, but I mean, we had just under 250 people there.
Yeah,
but it was
that's not a
weird.
bad crowd.
Yeah, it's all right. Good. And
I mean, 250 swingers. You can't go wrong, right?
No.
Somebody for everybody there.
It wasn't the swingers. I've not done those. I retired from those a long time ago. Yeah, but it's weird, like wearing a mask all night, and that people have to wear a mask all night. You know,
gentlemen, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
What kind of mask were you wearing? Oh yeah, right, COVID.
You do that.
Just regular COVID mask. You know, I mean,
Jackie, there's Jackie out in the West Coast.
Nice.
But Saskatchewan. Saskatoon.
You know what was nice about being on the road? You know, at the end of the night, I'm packing my gear away, and everyone's gone. There's just a couple of staff cleaning up, and the manager goes, "Do you like pizza?" Oh yeah, I like pizza. So he said, "Like, do you like this one or that one?" I said, "Like that one." I said, I'll take them both. I said, "Do you like sandwiches?" I went, yeah. I've been known to eat a sandwich. I've got turkey, beef, and chicken. He goes, yeah, I'll take a beef. And no, you know what? Take one of each. So I'm like, yeah, it's nice being back on the road again when people do that. You know?
Well, that's nice too. When you're there at the end, that's when all the leftover stuff is just like, take it home, boys.
Yeah. It's like,
there's Kathy. Hey, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Oh, you made it.
She says, Ringo, you're looking very white.
See, that's what I said. He's Mr. Paleface tonight.
Yeah. So this is a white thing.
Or he's a friend of Casper's. Maybe he's not really with us, but he is.
No, I have these very bright LED lights.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it kind of makes my face a little white.
Well,
looking.
it's no, what it is, it's your whatever you're using for a camera. Your camera's not good enough. Because I could do that. I could turn on the really bright lights here.
Yeah.
And you can watch the camera adjust. It's wild. Yeah.
Yeah, I do have a secondary camera on. That's not a very good one because at my studio I've got like.
Yeah, watch. I'll turn the lights off now. See how it adjusts?
Yeah.
Right. So it's the camera.
Yeah. Oh, Jackie misses Ringo.
Oh, there you go, Ringo.
Oh no.
Hey Jackie, how's what's his name over there? Vinny the trumpet player. No, what's he play? Is it a sax or a trumpet? I can't remember now.
She'll tell us. Hey, I wonder if Olaf is on tonight. I was kind of chatting with him earlier. But
maybe.
Send us a message, Olaf.
So nobody likes my light. I'll have to go fix it.
You look a bit pale.
Looking a bit peaked. You're looking a bit peaked, Ringo.
You'll have to throw some little thin cloth over it just to dim it down a little. That might work. That's okay.
And then,
it looks like Nosferatu.
Well, actually, you know what? You look kind of like an angel. You're really white, and you have like wings on your shirt.
Look at
the wings on his shirt on the front. He's got wings.
Ringo, aka
Voice of an Angel.
Voice of an Angel, right? So Kathy says you need to figure out something with your lighting. There you go. I've been told.
That's it.
Oh, Vin Diesel is a sax player. Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know Vin Diesel played sax.
Oh, I didn't.
That's news to me.
So Kathy,
what happened to everybody else? Did everybody else have a exciting week or something cool go on?
No, but let's look at George's backside.
Yeah,
I think that's a good idea.
I've been dying to see it all week.
Oh, you dirty pig!
Speaking of pigs, have you ever tried to catch a grease pig?
That's pretty much it's impossible.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's like in outer space on another planet.
Mm.
Oh, actually looks like
little closer there, George. No, let's see the other side. Stop. We're just trying to read the songs.
I know you were. That's why I keep moving it.
I wouldn't do that.
You would.
Not Ringo. Epic Records. That's a clue.
Epic Records. Epic.
Oh man, I totally don't remember that album.
No, I don't know that one either.
Well, Mr. Album Backside Meister, would probably get. Well, I don't know. I mean, he might not get it, Derek, tonight. He's usually pretty good.
Yeah. Well, Derek used to be the hero at it. Remember?
Yeah.
He freaking gets everything every week.
He's gone. Hey Todd, Derek had to just. He's going to fiddle with his sound.
Yeah.
Or he might be hurling because he's
he's really high.
One. Yeah.
So Derek was really good at this. So we thought, wow, let's have you on the show because you're just so freaking awesome.
So give us a clue, George.
A clue?
Yeah. Jackie's saying, okay, so Gary's saying ELO.
ELO? No, it's not ELO.
When George reaches over to that side, it's the buzzer.
Jackie's saying Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
Wow.
And then Gary's saying, I didn't get my swag for last week's Elton John.
Oh, yeah. Remember?
Yeah. I guess we own something.
Yes, we do. We can't just forget about that. Gary, you have to send us your vital information so we can get stuff to you.
That's right. I can see why.
I might know how to get to him.
I can see why someone would guess ELO because there is a very
it looks kind of spacey, like ELO, Boston, that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. No,
was it Boston? No, it can't be Boston.
No. They always had guitars in there.
Is this a band from Europe or is it a band from
North America?
North America. They're not. Well, they are a band. They're a group as well, if you know, as well as a band.
A group as well as a band.
Yeah.
I think that's the same thing, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of,
but not quite. Not,
Is it like an orchestra?
No.
Oh, there's Derek. He's checking it out intently.
Who is it, Derek? Come on, you're the album master. Or the backside
just
master.
Got here. I can't see it. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you can hear me.
Yeah.
All right.
Bob Seger.
Oh, sorry, Jackie.
He reacts like it's a thing, right? More gold. She's golded.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute. Hang on a second.
That was easy.
Alan Parsons Project.
Oh, that was no.
Oh, damn.
1985, I think, came out.
That looks like a Journey or something like that.
Oh, Junior's got it. He's saying Asia. Oh, man.
Nice try, Junior.
It's kind of
Junior, I love that photo, man. I saw that on your Facebook today.
Gary wants to know where the band's from.
Where's the band's from? Indiana.
Boston.
Indiana.
Oh.
And this track here that I've blanked out has got Mick Jagger on the track.
Oh, so Mick Jagger was a guest.
Yeah,
oh, it's Mick Jagger.
Just to really mess it up.
The band had Mick Jagger as a guest
on that track. Yeah, it was a hit as well, I think.
So some old screaming guy in the background.
Yeah. 85.
Yeah, but they've been around since the late.
Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin out from Indiana. Come on.
Oh
yeah. What's wrong with you?
You got triple balls for that one.
Beeps. Chicago.
No, they're from Chicago, aren't they?
Indiana.
Oh my God.
Ted Nugent? No, Ted Nugent's not from Indiana.
Come on, where's all our American fans that know their music?
Indiana.
Come on.
Isn't Todd from the U.S.?
It's kind of
Kid Rock.
Kid Rock, no. You're all kind of barking up the wrong tree.
So I see Adrian is in the green room. I'm excited.
Oh, is she?
Yes.
All right.
We'll come back to that later.
We've been waiting for her for a couple of weeks.
I got Hank's eyeball in behind me because it's
all right.
Conspiracy.
Okay, people, you try and figure out what that is. We're going to get back to it later on.
Put that on the
and we want to see how smart you guys really are.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
all right.
When they started off, there was 5 of them.
The question is, look at Derek just showed his breasts on global.
Oh my God! You allowed to do that?
He just did it.
Wow.
Anything really flies on here, and then what ends up happening is we get like cut, blocked, whatever.
Yeah.
But,
and everybody wonders why, right?
Yeah.
Derek, the topless drummer.
There you go.
Derek.
So our guest tonight, Adrian, like we had her on a little while ago, and people loved her because she's so knowledgeable about a lot of things.
She's a bundle of joy.
Yeah, she's just great to speak with. So, you know what? I think we just get her on here. Just bring her out.
All right, let's do it. Ready, Adrian?
Let's do it.
Okay, you ready? Count us in.
Thumbs up.
1, 2, here we go.
There she is.
You making me blush like so bad. I'm all like, my face is so red. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. How are you?
Good.
We're really good. We're really good.
Problems last time we tried to connect.
That's all right.
Yes, that's fine.
It is fun.
Do you know that saying? Shit happens. Well, it does.
It's if you say fuck, it's okay. We're not gonna get in trouble right now.
Yeah.
Oops. Sorry, that was censoring.
I just saw the way you went.
The auto.
Yeah, no, it was.
So how's things in the Matrix?
Things are actually pretty insane. The whole Maxwell case is coming out, and I've been waiting a long time for this. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by all the stuff that's connected to that one.
Yeah.
I've been checking out a lot of stuff. See, with this whole thing, chestnut, people don't realize the connections that go and what is actually taking place here. Like, this is going to blow Watergate out of the water, so to speak. And people don't even know what Watergate is. They're just like, oh, some government stuff, Watergate. But it was the government pedophile blackmail list. And this stuff has been going on a long time, and it's about to explode. And the normies are going to lose their mind, gentlemen.
Yeah?
They're going to lose their minds. I think, honestly, you're going to see therapists being double and triple booked.
Being very busy?
They're gonna have to expand. Because you figure, like, cognitive dissonance is a real thing, and unfortunately, you know what I mean, there are the two worlds. There is the programmed reality that the vast majority of good little citizens accept because that's what gives them the gold stars and the hero biscuits, and then there's what's really going on, and I don't know. Yeah.
So I have a question. Are we going to find out tonight who they are? Like, who's they? We have to figure that out.
That came up a lot last time.
Yeah, Ringo kept asking to find it out.
The actual puppet masters, the ones
Right.
But
Who
it's
are
for everything,
they?
though, right?
That's right.
The Rothschilds, the Soros.
Well, Soros, see, and here's a wonderful thing about Soros. Soros, a lot of people don't know, it pretty much owns all of your digital currency, your Bitcoins and stuff like that. There is not a cookie jar that this man does not have a tentacle in. And now with everything that's coming out about the Dominion voting machines and them losing their case in court, which was really big, they've been programmed by Captain Socks and Soros's son. Like, there's digital, like, pictures of them in Toronto. You know what I mean? Like, programming this. So the whole system, gentlemen, is about to go down. And because the media has all been paid off, and that is slowly gonna crumble and burn. Because let's face it, gentlemen, you guys are the media. We are the media now. Everybody knows that it's a pile of cards. It's fallen upon itself, and the people that actually give a shit are the ones that are informing the others. Like, I don't get anything out of this. You know what I mean? I get shunned a lot, but at the end of the day, you know, you can hate the messenger or hate the message, and hate me is not gonna help you sleep better at night, because chances are I'm just gonna rip a bowl and not give a shit anyway.
But the old saying is, what's the difference in between a conspiracy and the truth? 6 months.
Well,
6 months. That's
what I like to tell people too is conspiracy is just it was coined by the government to discredit smart people. They literally created this. It was a way to make people separate from each other. So if people start asking questions and people start putting the dots together, it's very easy to label that person a conspiracy theorist, especially if they are not just eating, you know what I mean, the official story. And to me, the official story has always been garbage. Like even as a kid, like you could see through the crap. Like you might as well be telling me about the Tooth Fairy and you know what I mean, Santa Claus.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We have a government that doesn't manipulate its people or test on its people. We have actors and actresses that got there, you know what I mean, solely on their talents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. All right, cool. And in my
we've already seen the Weinstein, right? So you know, and yeah.
And they all know. They all knew, which is the horrible thing. When you said, as soon as you said Weinstein, my brain is just
look at all the awards. Oh, Harvey. Oh, he's the best. All these top-ranking actors and actresses.
Well, yeah, Oprah's right. Like freaking Oprah Winfrey. She's the worst of them. Her
Dr. Pedophile.
She literally would introduce young girls to Weinstein at parties. She was connected to John of God, who was charged multiple counts of child trafficking. And
he was one of the Haiti guys, was he not?
Yes, he was involved in Haiti as well. It's pretty ridiculous the stuff that they're known for, and everybody's just like, oh well, we can't touch them because you know they're celebrities. Well, stupid people, you're the ones that made these people celebrities. Take it back. It's your energy.
So, Adrian, Gary's asking if Elvis is really dead.
Okay, well, there are a group of people that believe that he is a preacher. I've jumped down all the rabbit holes. I checked it out. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, oh wow, those two guys look a lot alike. But I'm not really an Elvis expert. I never met the guy. Like, I like his music. His movies were, you know what I mean, pretty good. But I would not be able to look at that picture of that elderly gentleman and be like, that's Elvis Presley. But I will admit that I'm kind of on the fence thinking Morgan Freeman and Jimi Hendrix may be the same person. That one, you know what? They suckered me with that one. I'm like, well, this one actually could be true.
Wow.
The preacher
That's
one.
Interesting, right?
Well, because you never know. If what they say is true, there is a hypothetical operation Gone with the Wind for celebrities when they want to get out of the system.
Yes.
Right.
Well,
I've heard that too.
If they're not making the money they were making anymore, because as soon as an artist dies, their
nothing to do
albums.
with the money. When celebrities reach a certain status, a lot of times these people are put into positions of power and blackmailed. That Hollywood is famous for it, the government is famous for it, and that's how they do a lot of their business. They will set up scenarios and then videotape you behind your back and then be like, well, now we own you, so dance, puppet, dance. This is pretty much how everything gets done, from what I was saying earlier about Watergate, and you know what I mean, even like Hollywood marriages. Like, these people don't get married and stuff because they're in love with each other. It's all business.
Okay, I gotta like, you know what? This is funny that you mentioned this because let me just grab this for a second here. Whoops.
I want to grab something too, but it's not right here. So.
All right.
Nice mug you're drinking out of there, girl.
Much obliged.
No.
Oh, one of my good friends, Tracy, got me this the other day. I was like, oh my God.
Okay, so I looked it up. Jimi Hendrix reinvented himself as actor Morgan Freeman in the 70s, shortly after faking his own death, researchers claim. According to the internet sleuth, Morgan Freeman, sudden rise to fame. But here's kind of an interesting thing now that you mention it. Like, I don't know. I'm almost now looking at.
Okay, now you want a kicker? Okay, go on YouTube. Go and check out Sesame Street. Morgan Freeman singing in 1974 or 75, I believe. And damn, it sounds a lot like Jimmy.
Really? Wild. Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah, that one was one of the things that I was like, oh, come on now. Like, seriously? But you know what? There's a lot of stuff like that Jerry Garcia.
Oh, you're hitting your microphone.
You know what I mean? A lot of people don't realize that that whole teddy bear army was them figuring out a way to be able to track the effects of LSD on a group of people, and they were willingly the test subjects. Elvis was in the military. All of these people, even famous actors and actresses, they've been using the people in entertainment as spies, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, put a little camera in your thing, go across the way, and you get access to things that a lot of people don't have. So they've been using these guys for a very long time. And with MK Ultra, like, you can have one person and split them into a variety of different people to suit whatever your purpose is at that point.
MK Ultra is so wide, though. There's so many different steps to it. Like, so, you know what I mean? From mind control to the LSD to trigger words.
Yeah, trigger words will wake up sleepers. They are saying that, you know what I mean, some people that spend extensive time in hospitals, that some of them have actually been, you know what I mean, if they have all the proper, you know what I mean, markings, genetic markings, that they literally will take patients and turn them into sleepers. I was saying before about the MK Ultra Hospital in Montreal, like our own government, you know, use stuff on their wives, you know, a little Stepford wifey wife action shit happening. Get in the kitchen, honey, and bake me some 1956. You know what I mean? Like, it's I guess it's all relative, like, for what your purpose is.
So I when you were scheduled to come on last time, I was watching watching this program. It's supposed to be like a reality or some kind of a real story about this time traveler who ends up coming back and gets interviewed by this filmographer, and so he's talking about the guy's masked up. So this was done during COVID, but he literally showed up and he had no DNA trace. So there are a number of things about him that, you know, kind of supported his story. And then he goes on to say, I think he was from like 3036 or 2036. Anyhow. So it was pretty interesting. Whether it was real or not, don't know. But his story was pretty thought provoking, because at the end of the day, 3 corporations ran humanity, and it was the Rothschild Corp, Amazon, which was called Gamazon. Over the years, it had changed and evolved. And the third one was a corporation started by Mr. Gates. But then there was, again, here comes they, right? So there was a higher power there.
They, who are they?
Well, exactly. So it got me thinking about, damn it. Adrian got me thinking about who are they? And then, of course, Heiko getting totally enthralled by what you were saying. He's like, yeah, they. And so we're on this quest now, Adrian, and you're going to probably have to come back a few times to help us. We need to find out who they are. That's the quest.
I can put you in the right direction. If I were to say, you know what I mean, like the Gray Pope and the Black Pope and that sort of stuff, The people that, like I said, that we know of Soros, and we're like, oh, big bad guy Soros. Yeah, he's a real piece of work, and so are the Rockefellers and all of them. But you got to understand that when I say they because it's the same bloodlines that have been doing this since the beginning. It's not some, you know what I mean, like guy hanging out in his like evil skull shaped lair going, "Whoa, I'll get you next time." It is the people that honestly, when it comes down to it, you have the light and you have the dark. And you have people that, you know what I mean, will do things and put their energy and put their time and everything into the dark. And then you have people that put their energy and their time into the light, and they don't give up on this. They have
thought it would be the lizard people
for this purpose. They keep these mentalities and these practices and these rituals. And when I say they, I mean the same ones that were doing it from time before time.
Yeah. So I mean, in that it was about a half hour film, maybe 45 minutes. But so he finally said that Anunnaki, or I don't know if I pronounced that, he was an alien astronaut.
Yeah, Anunnaki.
Ancient astronaut. And he showed, like, yeah.
I have a question for you, gentlemen. All right, so we get told about like ETs, right? And we're told like it's extraterrestrial, right?
Yeah.
But okay, so extra and terrestrial, Terra is Earth.
Yeah.
So it's not nothing in the sky, it's extra Earth. So what if we're being not completely given the truth when they say that these aliens are from space? What if they're beyond the ice wall in the extra Terra? They wouldn't have the same DNA. They would feel like they're coming from a completely different time. Because let's remember, gentlemen, there really is time is something that's an agreed upon value, right? And the cultures can't even agree on it. You ask one culture, we're in the year, you know what I mean? We're in the 1700s. You ask another culture, we're in 6000. You ask some other culture, we've been around, you know what I mean, millions of years.
Right.
Nobody can agree on it. But
well, and some of the more recent disclosure videos show a lot of, you know, UFOs or whatever they're called now, coming out of the ocean, right?
Well, and see that, yes, coming out of the ocean. And what they don't push is the fact that these discs are magnetic, right? They're hovering. So they have to go through your ley lines. You have to have the electromagnetic ability to have a device hover like that, right?
Yep.
Like bees.
Yeah, it's like an anti-gravity, or almost like an antimatter.
Anti-gravity can go, you know what I mean, through water and come back up, you know what I mean? Because it has the same ley lines, not just some like magic thing. It's all flat land. That's what's holding your water in. You know what I mean? And this is what I try to convey to people. Like, you think that these satellites are projecting your internet and all of this shit. And they're not. They're big, huge cables under the water. Like, yeah, there's things going on out there, and they're literally taking billions and billions of dollars of tax money and convincing you, you know what I mean, that these things are anything more than fucking weather balloons. But
well,
you know,
Elon sent up.
No proof.
You're touching on flat Earth here, okay?
Everything is. Pardon me?
You're touching on flat Earth now, so
I think it's more like a
dome, yes, or a teardrop. Yeah, I totally understand it with a Thurman or Thurman shield type. I get it. I've just been getting into this myself. Like I spent 5 hours watching this guy talk. Today I was listening to Coast to Coast, and it was a guy talking about flat Earth. There is a lot of things that I'm not going to deny. They have my interest. I'm not saying I'm a flat earther, but I also think they have something with it. Like,
well,
we never had a picture from there. I
got into it to disprove it, and I'm so glad that I started right away with Admiral Byrd. Right there, a highly decorated admiral, very well respected, and he's the one that was like, gentlemen, I hate to tell you, but it appears to be a flat forever surface. We do not have the supplies to go across. And that's where I think, like I said, I'm no, you know what I mean, whatever, but if extraterrestrial is their word for it and they like to play word games, well, to me, that just means extra land. And where would there be extra land? Well, past the ice wall.
Yep.
Where we're not allowed to go.
Well, little things funny. Like we have 2 poles, right? And they say the poles are magnetic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have the North Pole and the South Pole. Why when you're at the South Pole, doesn't your magnet go closer to the South Pole if it was really pulling it?
Because it's pointing to the middle.
Yep.
It's not pointing. There is no
this.
There's this, and that's what they're lying about. Every map that we've ever looked at, you know what I mean, is a lie. They want us to believe like, okay, like we would be here and China and that would be over here. When in reality, like China's right here and BC's like right here. Like they are right close to each other. That's why they are able to do business so freely with Canada without, you know what I mean, a big hesitation, because they're literally like right there. It's not like what we're told. The actual like land sizes, everything is off, and they do that to keep us confused, because humans are very funny little creatures and make me laugh. If you show a human too many conflicting pieces of information, most of them don't want anything to do with it anymore.
Right.
There's some that they're going to be like, wait a second, this doesn't make sense, and now I'm going to dig.
Yeah.
But the vast majority are like, okay, you've screwed around with too much of this shit. Now I don't care. You've oh, hi, my daughter just woke up. Hi, princess. Hi. Did you hear mommy hacking? Yeah.
Yeah.
You good?
What's going on? There's a party in here.
Yeah.
Can you come say hi? Say hi. Mommy? Yes.
You say hi to us.
Yeah.
Future conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Hi
you can
there.
totally tell she's your daughter.
Can you see us all? Can you see us?
I swear to God, I didn't go to a cloning facility.
Yeah.
You say hi.
See?
Hi, buddy.
Hi. But no, it's cool. Like you've talked to us before, and the thing that you always acknowledge is that you're trying to bring out the truth. There's a lot of stuff that's behind the scenes that's not talked about, and there's people like yourself that are trying just to get it out there so people can make up their own minds and hear it for themselves, right?
Thank you. Well, see, and that's the thing, like truth.
Do you consider yourself a starseed? Sorry.
You know what?
Do you think you are?
Told me that I've been told that I'm indigo, starseed, jackass, lots of different things. I just know that I'm not built the same as everybody else.
One of the biggest definitions of a starseed is someone who's not built the same, doesn't fit in with everyone, and they want when they find out the truth, they have to tell people. It's not. Yeah. It's not like I want to do this. I have to do this.
Well, it's a compulsion. As soon as one of my accounts gets screwed with and goes down, I'm up like making another one, and morning till night. I'm like, okay, like you need to know this. You need to know this. Mm-hmm. If there's anything that I have covered that anybody wants background stuff on, I'm able to back my shit up. Oh yeah, totally. Going back to the first time that we talked, 8th cousin, not first, pissed me off. Soon as I said that, I was like, no. I'm like, friggin', it's bullshit and friggin' bombs that are friggin', but yeah, sorry, I had to retract that because
Well,
Yeah.
The neat thing is,
I was so mad about that for like.
I've talked to a lot of people in my travels too, and you walk into some people, and you can just start talking about what's going on in the world, because you realize they've also done research. And it's funny. There's a little newspaper that I keep stumbling across, and I just wondered what you think about this little guy. You seen this one before?
Is that
Druthers?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
If you look this up, you can find them online. It's called Druthers. Like, even look at the title on this one. Right? Can you see it underneath?
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll bring it up a bit. There, right?
Yeah. Natural and legal right to refuse mandatory vaccination.
It's right in your fundamental rights and freedoms.
Yeah. This little paper has got tons and tons of stories like in this every single time I pick one up. And you can go online, you can subscribe to them, and they will give you a lot of copies so that you can actually hand them out to your friends or people you run into.
Oh, really?
So,
I like that.
I was just curious if you'd seen this or not.
No, and thank you, because I absolutely adore learning new things, and that's for me. Yes,
it's got some really online. Just look them up. Look up Druthers online. And if you subscribe, they will send you a whole wad of these papers.
I will be subscribing, and thanks to Facebook's bans, I got multiple email addresses. Okay, I want to say the left is so ridiculous when it comes to their power tripping and abuse of their authority. Okay, so my first original ban was back in October for 30 days. Okay, so I get banned for 30 days, and I'm like, okay, wow, 30 days, that sucks. I should probably, you know what I mean, give in and make a secondary account. So I made a secondary account, and then I got hit with a 3-day ban on my secondary account. So then I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. So then I made a third account, and I made my third account, and I got my secondary one back, and they kept my main account, which to me, I'm sorry, but I have the interview where Zuckerberg is saying, you know, all the stuff that you post is your stuff, and we will never, you know what I mean, censor you, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, bull crap.
No kidding.
Exactly. So you know what I mean? Now we fast forward, and because I said some things that ruffled a few feathers, you're going to hold my pictures of my family hostage. You're going to hold my artwork. Like, I'm a professional artist. You're gonna take my artwork and hold all of that stuff hostage. And then when I finally do get my account back, they banned me, like within 4 days, I was banned for another 30. Well, I went from being able to reach the 3,000 people that were on my Facebook, and then add that to, you know what I mean, the now couple of thousand that I met just because my profile got banned. If you're trying to stop us, you're going around the wrong way, because we just band together and become even stronger after that. And
as soon as you get banned, people wake up, go, oh, why did they get banned? What's going on there? Yeah.
It's not like nothing can stop what's coming.
No. It's funny because a lot of people, you're starting to hear the whispers. People say, all this shit's going to be over in March. And you go, what are you talking about?
What shit?
You go, all this COVID stuff. All this COVID stuff. In March, they're not going to care anymore. And you start going, all right, what are they talking about? You start looking into it. Well, have you heard that yourself, Adrian?
I have heard that they are in the process of, and like I said, I don't know if any of this stuff is true. Just heard around the campfire.
That's right. That's right.
But they're going after Fauci and all those involved for crimes against humanity. There are certain governments that join forces on this. It was a bioweapon. We know all of this stuff. There was no bat soup. For Christ's sake, bat soup. Oh, Lord Tundra. And I even said, I'm like, come on. I'm like, Family Guy, a couple of months earlier had an episode about a whole like vaccine pandemic thing that started because of a bat and it bit Stewie. Like I know maybe I watch too many cartoons, or maybe people don't watch enough cartoons, because they've literally put the plan to world domination, the cartoons.
The Simpsons.
Yeah.
On The Simpsons, in Family Guy. Go and watch Disney, the old Disney cartoons, and you know what I mean. You're sitting there looking at Scrooge McDuck, and on the background, in a poster, ask about the Illuminati. Like they have been working this stuff into our minds since we were children. Yes. And you know what I mean. Some of us were able to get programmed, and you know what I mean. You can tell which ones were able to get programmed, and then you know what I mean.
But look how much school's even been dumbed down since we've been there.
Oh my word!
Right? We don't teach this now because that's bad. We don't teach this now. You teach your kid to be in a class inside in a prison, basically.
Well, essentially, yeah. Like if you look at it, you know what I mean. What's really the difference? You get told when you can go to the bathroom. You know what I mean. You have to sit in your place all day. You get your meal times. You got to do everything by the sound of a buzzer. Like from the time you know what I mean you're little, you're conditioned that okay, get up, go to school. The buzzer went like, no wonder I developed a nervous eye twitch. Like some people are just not, you know what I mean, built for that shit. And we're usually the ones that end up getting labeled troublemakers and you know what I mean, being insubordinate. And I myself, as a young child, was diagnosed ODD. And you know what I mean, that in itself, like people would make fun of because you know what I mean, like obviously oddball. But opposition defiant disorder, like I don't care that you're in a uniform or a suit and a tie or whatever. You've been put in a position of authority, but I don't recognize your authority. In order for somebody to have authority, you have to recognize it, right? And if I see everybody as an equal, people don't like that. And the school system doesn't like that. You know what I mean? Your special hierarchies in social situations.
I'm your manager.
Yeah. Okay, no, he's just some guy that gets paid a little bit more than me. That's
you're a coworker in the same building. Just have a slightly different job.
My mother always told me you treat the janitor the exact same way that you treat the CEO. And there's no, you know what I mean? And you essentially, like, life is a ladder, right? So you don't know when you're going up or down that ladder. You just know you're on this ladder. So you better be nice to everybody that you can, because you know what I mean? The same people that you're mean to on your way up the ladder are going to be the same people that you face when you're stuck in whatever position you are and you're not allowed to go any further, and they're now crossing you. Because hi, did you fall back asleep, princess? You're like, I don't want to listen to mommy's conspiracy.
Okay, so we're gonna bring a friend on, Junior. He hangs out with us once in a while, and I'm sure he'd have an interesting perspective. And welcome, Junior, if I can find him. Here he is. There he is. Hey, Junior.
All right, Junior.
I only have one question, Adria.
Yeah.
Isn't rock and roll going to save us all?
Come on, Ed, delay it.
Come on.
That's a good one.
I was hoping that, you know what, and then I started listening to the damn records backwards, and you know what? Them poor freaking parents back in the 40s and 50s, by golly, they were right. They were putting satanic messages in there.
Oh, yeah.
I remember actually on the other side of it, some doctor friends of mine in London, they had a special guest. And what it was primarily about was the fact that lyrics in music since 1961 have been very, very prominent in what has gone on in society. Some can reflect in regards to some of the things you're talking about, but I would suggest there's more positive in the lines of what I'm talking about.
All right.
Wow.
You lost me there, Junior. I'm not gonna lie.
Come back by me again. Yeah.
Lyrics, stories, Darren.
Yes, no, I know what you're
stories
saying. I
in
know what you're
lyrics.
saying, but that was kind of like spitting out something that didn't have a like it's telling a joke.
I got it.
Well, you know, it's actually funny that you said about the lyrics and the stories, and there was a song in 2013 that was recorded, and it was all about coronavirus and bodies stacking up in 2020. They've been using music as a weapon for a long time. Predictive programming, which is like one of my favorite.
Whoa, a weapon. That's a dirty word in that.
Well,
wrong word.
What?
Predictive
music now, right?
Weapon as a weapon.
Yes,
I totally disagree.
What, music as a weapon?
Yes,
they used it literally, sound as a weapon at Travis Scott concert. Did a whole
they use sound as a weapon. The police do. They have the that sonic gun, whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
There's things across water that I've heard.
You
guys
can
who are
kill
surfing.
with an 808.
Pardon? Sorry.
You can kill somebody with an 808.
Yeah,
You
put it at the right
can
frequency.
say, oh my God, my heart pumping like an 808. Well, there's a reason why that lyric exists. You
can kill somebody with a Madonna song too.
Just so you know, an 808 is a machine that they make beats with, right?
Drum machine.
Yeah.
You bring it to a certain range, loud enough, you can cause strokes and you can cause heart attacks, and that's what's happening.
Well,
and
there's a very
I made a couple of videos on that concert. Right before the people started dropping, there was a tone emitted from the speakers, and you hear, and then all of a sudden there was this big boom, and then all of a sudden you hear people just like freaking, because all at the same time there were people starting to go into cardiac arrest and have seizures, and the official numbers don't believe that hype. There was not 8 to 10 people that died at that concert. There was more like 150 to 200 people that died at that concert. They have not been legit about any of the information that has come out about that. That was actually where I got my big censorship, was posting the information on sound as a weapon, the government using it against people and them using it against citizens. They've been using this technology for a long time. Give me 2 seconds, gentlemen. She's gotta go back to bed. She's like,
yeah, no problem. We'll carry on.
Here for a minute.
It's funny what she's saying is sound affects the human body and can be used against the human body, and there is an actual fact. I used to look into this because I was big into bass, the sound of bass, and what had happened, guys got into building these amazing car stereo systems, and they have competitions. You ever seen that, where they go out in the football field and they put a bunch of cars together, and they see what dB level the stereos are playing at?
Yep.
Well, a funny thing started to happen was a lot of people that had wicked car stereos in their vehicle, they drive around blasting music, they'd literally shit themselves in their cars. And they wondered what was going on, and according to the research, if your bowels have a frequency of like around 11 hertz. And
how do you know that?
Yeah, some of these bass
whole thing on this, the brown note.
Yeah, some of the bass speakers would actually reach that frequency, 11 hertz, and that the booming, you would just naturally shit yourself. Yeah. So, and then they realized it was the music doing it, right? It was amazing. So I see something about that. Is music can affect the body.
At the Travis Scott concert, they're saying that it was a satanic sacrifice, like
it had all of the earmarkings of that, and to have even the normies, like for them to have to glitch up Twitter and Instagram for a couple of days in order to stop the normies from asking about it, you're right over target. And like everything about that, he literally, there's a video of him singing. There's one song that it's all about death and dying, and he's singing it as he's watching people die literally in front of him. Zero remorse, nothing. Like, I think that the truthers we're getting too good. Where shit used to be able to just go under the rug unnoticed, we've got eyes that never stop. So now that we've assembled into groups of thousands, well, you know what I mean? Think about it. Like, if a group of 4 or 5 people can accomplish, you know what I mean, amazing things. Think about like 1,000 people all focused on the same thing with nothing else to do. You're not going to be able to make a move at that point, and that's exactly what's happening now.
So right now, it's kind of like evil's taking over. Evil is winning the battle.
Well, see, no, that's the problem, gentlemen. Evil's been in charge for a long time. We're actually taking the swipes now and taking it back from them. It may not seem like it, but when I touching back on that whole day thing, right? These families have been in power for so long that they don't know anything other than their order out of chaos, provide a euro, you know what I mean? Keep the charade going. Put in your crisis actors when needed. Sprinkle, you know what I mean? Like Tesla earthquake machines, and you know what I mean? Go about your business. Traffic off the children. That is what they've been doing for generations. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of people don't like the fact that I have utmost respect for Mr. Trump. And if it wasn't for Donald Trump, a lot of this stuff wouldn't be happening right now. He set up the special forces, all of the raids and stuff that are happening, all of these trafficking networks that are being exposed because of him. And they've been hidden because the government and the entertainment industry have their hands in it. So when you have somebody that doesn't have anything to gain, you know what I mean? Like, the guy didn't even take freaking payment for doing his freaking job for years. Like, what more do these people want from this poor guy? I don't understand it. But all I know is in my 40 years that I've been kicking around, I've never seen as many pedophile rings, as many crooked politicians, as many crooked actors go down as since Trump came on scene. And I'm sorry, but I don't believe in coincidences. I think all of that shit is part and parcel to what he's been doing behind the scenes.
Now, why wouldn't they have Trump killed?
Pardon me?
Or maybe you're trying. Why wouldn't they have Trump killed?
They have tried to have Trump killed on a bunch of occasions. They tried to go after his plane. They've tried to bomb him. That poor guy. Holy shit. Yeah, no. They've made a few attempts on his life. They've tried to kill him once in front of a bunch of people. Oh, I don't know if you guys know anything about Nancy Pelosi or Pelosi. I can never pronounce that crazy lady's name properly. But she's one of the American politicians that kind of looks like a jack in the box. I do know she was Miss Lube 1956, and her father was a gangster. But she has a secret movie where she puts a little piece of fake skin and a needle, and she will go and shake your hand, and that pinprick causes a heart attack a couple hours later. They have tried multiple times to assassinate him. A lot of people think that, he was really, really pompous when dealing with members of other governments and officials, but they don't realize because of him, he saved so many politicians. She would go out to put her hand out to shake the politician's hand, and he would stand in front of the politician and look at her, and then she would go and walk away. All those were assassination attempts. The people got to remember that the government is the government, but the government is also lethal. And you know what I mean? It's not just Putin running around, you know what I mean, poisoning people's tea. It's all governments. That's how they work. You know what I mean?
Well, I know, and that's but when you talk those type of stories, like I find there's people that'll sit and listen, but for most people, when you start speaking, at government levels like that, certain instances, it's all too heavy for them.
Well,
and they don't.
Why would the
they
government
don't get
do
it,
that?
and they don't want to. They don't want to listen. They stop. Right? It's just like you said earlier. They just tune out.
They've been trained
Right?
like good little seals. Here's fishy. Government is good. Pay your taxes. And that has a lot to do with, like I said earlier, about the programming. Did you guys know? Okay, remember back when TV used to shut off, and like, at a certain time it would be like, "This now concludes our broadcast day."
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
11 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are?
Exactly. Now, mixed in with the Canadian national anthem as well as the American national anthem, sleepy feet, you're kicking all over the place. They had subliminal messaging running through the back of there for decades. Pay your taxes, spy on your neighbor, your government is your friend, consume, procreate, pay your taxes on time, and then all of this shit flashes.
1984.
Jackie wants to know why Trudeau is still around. Just so Jackie knows.
He's a puppet. He's a puppet. Oh my lord. He will be gone soon enough. His fingers are all over Dominion, and Dominion is a dumpster fire in itself. All of his ties to the Communist Party. You know that sneaky little guy. Oh wow. God, if I ever had a chance to meet him, I'd probably kick him in the shin. I don't know. That Captain Socks. He had sold our country out for his own personal gain and promised China 12 years of liberal government for them to pretty much be able to take all of our resources, minerals, he handed over everything. He allowed China the use of BC as a training ground, and then was locking up Canadians for getting lost and wandering through the freaking forest, which is our right as damn Canadians to go wander through forest. He was detaining Canadians for trespassing on China's property in BC.
Chinese training grounds.
Yeah.
Yes, now, I heard all about that. Yeah.
You're gonna go and do that when you know that they're going against the people that live in our basement.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you are helping them against the people that are living in our basement. Yeah. And that would be with the use of the DUMS. I don't know if you guys know, around the world right now, they have been flooding the hell out of them. Oh my word. I have a couple of videos. They've been flooding the DUMS. They've been finding weird mutated like bodies and stuff like that, saving a bunch of children from literal breeding labs that they've had for trafficking and adrenochrome harvesting. The shit that's actually going on in the world, gentlemen, like, there's a reason why I don't sleep very well. And it's because of all of the files and stuff that I've read.
Yeah. But see, it's funny, like, because I listen to some talk radio once in a while, and I listen to these guys chat, and they're spewing out totally the wrong information that's not true. And again, I'm going to bring this up. They're making non-vaccinated people look like they're diseased, and they're going to make everybody sick and kill everybody. But they're not telling you that every single person, vaccinated or non-vaccinated, is a carrier. So it doesn't matter. The vaccine only protects the person that has it. It has nothing else to do with anybody.
And see, the thing is what they're also not telling you is that some of the vaccines aren't actually vaccines; they're operating systems. Created under the guise of vaccines. But gentlemen, I don't understand is how do you have a patent for a vaccine in 2015 for a pandemic that started in 2019? unless it's orchestrated.
Yes. They actually started patenting it in
what
1999.
I can say there is that this is a
Yes,
strain of SARS, right?
So
it's already been here, and it's been here for a lot longer than that.
It's the common cold, gentlemen. They couldn't scare anybody with friggin' the influenza C, right? You got influenza A, influenza B. This is literally influenza C. Now, from my research, and I'm not talking about, you know what I mean, anything that I read that somebody posted. I'm talking about my own damn research. That Canada and a few other countries took it upon themselves to modify a version of the flu. They wanted it to be fast acting, and they wanted to stop the yellow vest protesters. It was a big issue. You couldn't have the yellow vests out there because they were disrupting the flow. They were informing people, and too many of those signs were people supporting Trump, people making, you know what I mean, Q references, people making anti-government references, the trafficking references, the pedophilia, and all of that stuff was showing up on TV. The governments couldn't lie and say that these protests were about gas prices anymore. France was literally burnt to the ground, and every predominant protest flag was stop the government pedophilia, stop, you know what I mean, the trafficking, save our children. There was nothing about fucking gas, sorry, gentlemen, nothing about gas prices. But our media will lie to us and say, oh, well, you know, France is getting hostile over this and they're doing this. Well, they don't count on us to start making friends in other countries. And this is what I urge people to do. Like,
look, even when they took over the White House there, right? When they took over the White House, they showed us so little of what actually happened. We didn't see cops getting beat. We didn't see people getting smashed. All we saw was running with the horns and running with the podium.
None of that shit happened. The actual protesters, the Bush or the Trump protesters, and that whole rally were 2 blocks away before the press and everything even you know what I mean? It was what is called
propaganda.
It was a play. Everybody that was there was right on cue to be there. The cameraman, everything. This was something that was set up to look like protesters were, you know what I mean, going crazy and storming, you know what I mean, the White House. Well, we have footage. I have friends that were there. No, the cops let everybody in the door. There is another video where they're seen literally handing rifles through a window to the other people on the other side, and these are men in suits and that. The whole thing is smoke and mirrors, and pretty soon it's going to come out and play. Like, I keep trying to tell people, I'm like, have you not noticed that anytime Biden makes an appearance, they block out the presidential seal? Well, they block out the presidential seal because they have to. He's not the president. None of that stuff is real. It is literally all smoke and you're going to tell me that man's not even allowed in the White House. He's never done one single press conference.
Yeah, that's weird. I've heard that too. He's never been in the building.
We've got people that literally do daily walk-bys the White House and post their videos. We got eyes and ears everywhere. Camilla had never moved into the White House as well. They have the army sanction around there. The fact that they used Castle Rock Studio. There was a TV show for I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was about an actor that became president. They're using that was the studio that they used for Biden's signing of papers. And if you look back on the old episodes, they literally have the same freaking picture on the wall. They use the thing. Oh, it just, and when you try and point this stuff out, the inaccuracies, you know, people are like, oh, you're splitting hairs. Well, no, I know one building from another. I played the spot the difference game many times in my life, and you know, it's the same as you present me with a picture of the guy that they have masquerading around as Biden now, and who I know is the actual Joe Biden. I haven't seen an accurate picture of that guy since, 2016, 2017, around there. This other guy is.
Are you saying this is a clone or somebody wearing a mask?
That there is a lot of mask play within branches of the government. There is a lot of double characters. Like you gotta remember, like everything that we are seeing right now, it's for the slow benefit of the people that are going to lose their minds. Like, you got to look at society. They don't take information very well. And when they do get bad news, they act like crazy people and they riot and they burn shit down and they rip their shirts off in the middle of the street and scream with their vaginas or whatever the hell those crazy.
Oh, kind of like when we were almost out of toilet paper?
Yeah. You know what I mean? This is why, like, they've got to be eased into this shit, and the government just can't be like, so, by the way, you know what I mean, the lizard people today, because people will lose their fucking minds. And
I think they're only going to lose their minds for a little while, right? There's going to be, like, the people who lose their minds, commit suicide, do whatever for the first little while, right? And then you're going to get people just, hey, whatever. But when they find out that we're just really here to dig gold or do whatever, then we find out that we're real slaves and we're not.
Well, and see, I've been trying to slowly wake people up to that, like by posting aerial views of stadiums, and slowly like explain to people, like, it does not matter why you think you are at that event. You're there watching a concert. Cool. Have fun with your subconscious. But the fact of the matter is, you are in a building. That building is a conductor. You are an electrical being. You are getting excited and emotional. That creates a field around you, electromagnetic field, which the elite and whatever, you know what I mean, they know how to fucking harness. They know how to take these energies and they know how to manipulate them. And when you look at all these stadiums from, you know what I mean, bird's eye, they're all shaped in eyeballs. All of them. So, you know what I mean? All of the government buildings, eyeballs. You're just going to tell me that all of these architects everywhere are just like, oh, eyes. I wouldn't buy that shit for $1.
So, Adrian,
what is your prediction then, Adrian? What is your prediction in regards to the truth? What is your prediction?
We're going to get you back, and we're going to carry on this conversation because it does, you know, I want to hear more about the concept of the things aren't what they appear to be, right? And
the
concept. Yeah,
you know what? Next time we talk, I'll have my little tablet set up, and I will show you guys what I mean about the masks and the makeup and all of the fun stuff that the government uses, because all of this stuff is come from their own files and information. So it's not like, you know what I mean, I got like a magic 8-ball or, you know what I mean, puppet. It's like, yeah, Adrian, this is what you should do.
So George, we're gonna get you to show us that album one last time,
okay,
and see if we can get your backside up and guess.
It just looks like bad weather.
Yeah. All right. Anybody got a guess out there?
I'm just gonna guess Leonard Skinner. I have no idea where they're from.
Oh, I said you like barking up the wrong tree. You know.
You said like.
Are you going more disco?
Possibly.
Oh,
no.
There we go. Okay, wait a second. Is it not the Bee Gees?
The Bee Gees.
Yellow.
Did you say the Bee Gees? Very yellow.
No, we did that, I think, earlier.
Yeah, we got a yellow. It's not the Bee Gees.
No. Okay, it's Sideways Castle.
The Bee Gees went from Indiana.
Oh, right. Indiana.
Blood Rock Sausage.
Blood Rock Sausage.
The Eagles.
Who?
Eagles.
The Eagles. No, not the Eagles.
And then Sandra's saying Jackson 5.
Oh,
Awesome.
It's actually the 6 of them. It's the
Nice.
It's from '85 when the little brother joined them and they became 6.
Aww.
The Jackson 6.
right.
Yeah,
Because
locks it down.
that would have been just before Thriller, right?
This was after Thriller.
That was
So
after
Sandra
Thriller?
says band or group in Indiana gave it away.
Yeah, and there's 5 of them.
Great job.
Nicely done.
Nice.
Because I remember seeing the Thriller tour and Jermaine Jackson came out and sang his song at the time. It was Dynamite, I believe.
Yeah,
And
right.
that was
And
one of my first big concerts.
Track 1 here, State of Shock. It's
Cool.
Mick Jagger and Michael
Okay.
Jackson doing vocals.
So Junior, before we wrap up, do you have anything coming up on Indie Rock Radio?
we got a bunch of things that I'm going to be announcing Friday night with regards to that. So we're going to keep everybody kind of waiting on the announcement. I have a very, very important meeting coming up Thursday, but I can't let the cat out of the bag on that as well.
Oh.
So things are kind of we're on hold before we make any announcements.
Okay,
We're supposed
great.
to get us exclusive.
So what time do we look for your show on Indie Rock Radio?
I'm going 7 to 10.
7 to 10.
On Friday.
7 to 10 we'll be kicking it.
Friday night. Okay, excellent.
So maybe next time we chat, you can give us more details about all the stuff that happened, right?
Oh, sure. I almost fell asleep tonight there. So.
Oh no!
Yeah.
What a guy.
So thanks for being on. So let me see. Oh, Adrian. So before we wrap up, I think Jackie had a question. Has the U.S. ever lost a war?
Have they ever won one?
It's in Canada and
1814.
and Vietnam, even though they don't want to admit that one.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they didn't win this Afghanistan thing.
No, they just pulled out, right? They just never finished.
How about they never won the war on drugs?
Kind of like a lot of guys, right? Never finished and just
I
pulled
think
out.
drugs won that war a long time ago.
They supplied the drugs to their country.
Biden's son is proof of it. Like, we're gonna have a tougher stance on drugs. Only one hit from the crack pipe a day, Junior. Like, Jesus. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, sure.
That guy needs to clean up his own house before he tries to run a country.
Uh-huh.
George, where can we find your show on Twitch?
Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 7:30.
Tomorrow night?
Yes.
Nice.
You have any live gigs coming up?
Not public ones. No, I've got a private one booked in a couple of weeks, but not. No, the one I did in Mississauga, that was like open, but we'll see. It's kind of weird working out there.
Well, it's slowly coming back, eh?
Yeah, but it's like people come up and it's like, it's just kind of weird,
Yeah. Well, it's nice to be back out there. So
we'll
have to see how this all, whether it continues, whether the masks really come off, and whether it's, I've got a lot of friends who still won't leave the house, right?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But there's I didn't want to bring this up, but there is so much going on in the world right now. And a lot of people can't see the connections to what's happening today. What is it going to do a year from now? A lot of people don't have that instinct or vision to actually look at things in the future. And like I said earlier, I was listening to some talk radio show guys, and one thing came up and I started listening to it and I got really pissed off because, again, the way the people were talking about it, they're not seeing past their nose. And that was the simple fact that, did you guys hear about this? that Starbucks and Amazon were getting together to make all Starbucks in the world fully animated. No more employees. Did you guys hear that?
No. I can see it being possible, though. I mean, there's
it's a coffee shop, right?
Yeah.
But so long story short, because I know we're at the end of our show. So what they're doing here is they're getting rid of entry-level jobs. Okay?
Yeah.
You know, this is going to affect cashiers, you know, truck drivers, accountants, all these jobs that are classified as entry level. They're all going to go away because companies like Starbucks and Amazon are going to automate everything. So then I listen to these people talk, and you have, again, I'm going to quote and say the millennials, but the newer people, they welcome this type of technology because it makes their life easier. They can sit on their couch, or they can sit in their car, order a coffee, drive up, and it's done. There's no more people anymore. They're going to have machines actually making the coffee and handing it out, right? You might have one person at a window. But what in fact these people are not noticing is they are screwing up job opportunities for their children, for their own children, because there won't be any entry-level jobs left. So what's going to happen with you millennials out there? Are you going to keep supporting your kids for the rest of their lives as well? Because the things that you like and the things that you promote is going to screw up their livelihood and their way to get into the market and get an entry-level job.
Yeah. But Hike, just quickly, on a lot of entry-level jobs, people won't take. I have a friend who owns a farm, and they do vegetables. They do cauliflower and broccoli and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. Try and get somebody to work for $15 an hour to go out and tie 500,000 cabbages so they grow. You will not find a kid to do it or an entry-level person to do it.
And so that's a huge problem here. I see it all around us here. We have all the farms here: cabbage, bok choy, cauliflower, asparagus. And what you see up here is you see the migrant workers working in Canada.
Yep.
Mexicans, whatever.
Jamaicans,
they're up here working. They're doing those jobs.
Yep.
And they're going to go home. They go home and they do very well for themselves. Mm-hmm. But the young, white, punk-ass kids can't get off their fucking couch to go out and work because the government now has made it so easy for them just to do nothing. Yes. We'll give you a CERB. Here, we'll give you $2,000 a month. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
those people don't want to work.
I went to a what do you call them? Restore, right? Restore's supports Habitat for Humanity, and I went up to one actually in Uxbridge, and I noticed there was a sign on the door. They were closed, and they didn't have anybody to staff the place. And it may or not be tied into the same sort of situation, but there are a lot of different situations where CERB has made it easy to sit at home for people that in fact weren't even really working, right? But I think it was put out there for the right reasons and maybe abused because it wasn't too hard to
totally abused. Totally.
Money's always abused.
Yeah.
You drive around right now and look at all the help wanted signs in windows everywhere.
And I think there's a bigger
all the work is needed. You got to remember they're trying to cross the border, right? You got to get back on a gold back standard, and the only way to do that is you get everybody out of the working sector, get rid of the mom and pop shops, have everything just big box, so that way you can control it. And then as soon as you got that position, you get everybody dependent on the government teat. So that way, you know what I mean? When the metaverse kicks in and nobody's got jobs, but that's okay to put on your colors and you can just forget about the real world. You got your government check, spend. It reminds me of Wall-E.
Yeah, Jackie said her kid is working at a cannabis store, and you know what? Honestly, it's
I sold cannabis as a kid too.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what?
I did better than the Ontario government. I made money at it.
But
Jackie, at least your kid is working, and that's what we need. We need kids to go and get a job and work.
Right. A cannabis store nowadays is pretty high tech. But I'd like to make a point that I think one of the bigger issues and damage that's been caused is in the school system. Obviously, there's zero accountability. Kids who've been doing homeschooling, for whatever reasons, they're not participating. There's no discipline in schools as far as I can see. And it's horrible. And the sad thing about it is they're graduating kids that probably haven't earned it and not graduating others. And then of course, kids not even showing up at all. So it's horrible. I was asked to support some school system initiative. And I said, absolutely not. I won't do it because I think regardless of what, everybody likes to blame things on the government, but when school was allowed to continue, they should have had a lot better process in place. Yeah. Anyway, that's my 2 cents, and that's going to be damaging years into the future because we're letting a lot of people through the system. You got, when COVID started, you got kids that were just finishing grade 9 and 10 in secondary school, now moving into graduation situations already, and they can't even tell time, right? They can't look at a clock and an analog clock.
Cursive writing.
They can't. So that kid gets a job to Heiko's point, gets a job, right? Entry level job. They can't even make change. Simple math.
I had that happen actually at Burger King, Ringo, just the other day. I had a $50 bill, and the kid didn't know what to do with it. He seriously didn't know what change. The supervisor had to say, "This is your change."
And even the sort of brilliance to just grab a little calculator and put it beside them, because you know what, when a lot of stuff is going on, it can get confusing. But yeah, I had the same experience. A couple of hot dogs, right? I mean, without it was like $3. Like, what does it take to add 3, 3, and 3 and come out with 9? So it's just. So what are you doing? What year are you? Oh, well, I'm grade 12. I graduate next year. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hope you're not my doctor, but.
I'm not looking forward to it. And you know what? I think they do that shit on purpose. Like, I think that every year they slowly take away things that, make a person well-rounded and ready for, society. And I thank God I went to school when I did, because I see the ones coming up now and I'm just like, you have an L and an R on your shoes. Somewhere there's an L and an R. I know.
When it has to be just kind of yeah. So, Hike, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, for sure. And I told you this the other day. I went to McDonald's and my bill was $14.25. So I give them a $20 bill and 25 cents because I like to get even dollars back, right? My change was $14.50. Thank you very much. Anyway, I want to thank our guests tonight. Adrienne, it was awesome having you on again. We love to have you on again.
I'm sorry things got
You're so much fun, but your vision, your truth, like everything that it's kind of refreshing, And Junior, again, thanks as always. You are an awesome guest. We'll have you on anytime as well. And I want to thank our fans that were part of the show tonight. Fan number 1 again, Sandra. You've done it 3 weeks in a row.
And she's on the backside.
Yeah, she's just wicked. We'll have to have her on one day. You into that, Sandra? Let us know. We'll have you on one day. And then Junior piped in. We had Gary, Todd, John, Jackie, Kathy, and Sam. Thank you so much. And we're all looking forward to having you back here again next Monday night at 9:30, where we get dirty on the Heikadelic Show. See you then, guys. Woo! Cheers.
All right.
Yeah.
See you guys next week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's another wrap for the Heikadelic Show, folks, so time to get dirty. And don't forget, listen in next week on Monday night and every Monday after that for the Heikadelic Show at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like more information on the Heikadelic Show, please find us at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. We'll see you all next week on the Heikadelic Show. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the Heikadelic Show, it's easy. Just send us an email at info@theheikedelicshow.com. Meanwhile, you can browse our website at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. Click on our sponsor tab and find out more information on sponsorships. Thanks for joining the Heikadelic Show, fans.